Today, I want to take a closer look at recent news impacting Intel, AMD, and Nvidia. Intel has some chip manufacturing updates, and the CHIPS Act seems to be giving them a lot of money. Nvidia also announced some quantum computing news, and all three have events this week that semiconductor investors should be familiar with. Welcome. For those not familiar, my name's Jose Najarro, and I spend way too much time reading about semiconductors and AI. But thanks to that, my education and work experience, I believe I have created the number one semiconductor podcast for investors. So let's get started with today's episode.
I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
All right, so let's start off with your favorite semiconductor company, Intel. Right now, it is Monday and the market is closed today, but we can see after hours or pre hours, Intel stock is up roughly 1.4%, sitting at $44. This stock right now has a market cap of $183 billion and the 52-week high of $51.28. So first, I do want to say this Wednesday, yes, the same day that Nvidia is having their earnings, Intel is actually having an update on their foundry business. On Wednesday, February 21st at 8:30 a.m. PST, which I believe is going to be around 11:30 here Eastern Standard Time, Intel is going to give us more updates on their manufacturing endeavors. And that's going to be great, right? Because we're going to see what's after that 5 node in 4 years. We're probably going to hear a little bit more about some of their manufacturing investments globally, maybe some stuff that is happening due to the overall CHIPS Act, where they're going to get more funding and how everything is progressing from here. Maybe some more customers, maybe some more partnerships. And I do believe it's going to be very, very exciting for Intel stock as the manufacturing business, while it is a very small portion of the company's total revenue right now, this is expected to be a very, very large portion in the next few years or so. Talking about the manufacturing business, there are reports that Intel is expected to exceed over $10 billion payout in the CHIPS Act. And that's going to be a lot and a lot of money. The payout is expected within the next 2 weeks. Reports are coming out for that. We already did have a company get the first payout today. I do believe it was a global foundry. So I'll see if I can pull it up right here. But remember, Intel's making a lot and a lot of investments here in the United States. They're doing in Ohio, in Arizona. They're expanding, building new plants. And I do believe Intel is an American company, right? They're definitely focusing on building here in the United States. A lot of their research and development happens here in the United States. So if there was one company that I would say this serves a good portion of this overall CHIPS Act, I do believe it will be Intel. And if that $10 billion is true, that's going to be a lot and a lot of money coming in for this company. Outside of that, Intel is also set to seek about $2 billion from partner for Irish chip plant. So Intel has various plants globally, and while some plants around the world, they might be getting help from governments, it does seem like Intel is also asking and requesting help from some other partners. Again, I do believe we're going to hear a lot more about these here in IFS Direct Connect on February 21st. But for those that are not familiar with Intel in their Ireland plant is actually a big manufacturing that is doing Intel 4 technology and is using the first use of EUV in high volume manufacturing in Europe. So that's a really big step. That's where Intel 4 is coming out, and that's where Intel 3 is going to be coming out here in 2024. Some final news I have here for Intel is on that same foundry event, the Direct Connect on February 21st. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman is going to be in the event doing a keynote. And I do believe that's pretty important because Sam Altman has been talking about revolutionizing the AI manufacturing world. So maybe we might hear a little bit more about his thought process there. So stay tuned to this channel. Make sure to hit the thumbs up. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. I do want to say thank you guys for all the support. We passed 35,000 subs. Trying to see if we can get 36 before Nvidia earnings. So make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe. Also check out my special offer at fool.com/Jose. Now the next company I want to take a closer look at is AMD. AMD has had kind of a quiet week. We haven't really heard much after earnings. Stock price right now sitting at 173 from its 52-week high of 184. So there are a few updates I have here, nothing too crazy. AMD powers AI track inspection solutions for Japanese bullet train operator So what they're using is this Japanese company is using AMD Korea K26 system on module to automate track inspection. So here I have some pictures of the Korea K26 system on modules. So overall, we can see just the overall solutions that are coming out here from the embedded market. The embedded market definitely has different types of opportunities. So I don't believe this is a kind of revolutionary product, but it just showcases that they can get their hands in different industries and different technologies thanks to their FPGA market and thanks to that acquisition of Xilinx a few years ago. Outside of that, another big thing, something that I do believe is important for AMD, is tomorrow on February 20th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. AMD will be presenting at an investor event. I will obviously be listening to it and taking a closer eye to see if we hear any updates that AMD investors should be aware of. So stay tuned to this channel to see if there's anything important that comes out from that investor event. The final AMD news happened on February 13th, almost a week ago, and we did see an analyst increase their overall price target of AMD to 200 from 175. So a nice price target from current prices. Now, the final company we're going to take a closer look at is Nvidia. For those that are not familiar, Nvidia is expected to report earnings on February 21st after the market closes. I just dropped a video on everything Nvidia investors should know, so make sure to check that out. I talked about current about new partnerships, new products, analyst expectations, company guidance, things to kind of listen to based on prior tones. So a lot of great information there for any Nvidia investors. So make sure to check that out. The other kind of interesting updates we did see on February 18th, so yesterday, Nvidia accelerates quantum computing exploration at Australia Supercomputer Center. So obviously we are pretty far away from from quantum computing, but Nvidia is definitely in the forefront. They do have their quantum CUDA platform. It's pretty much an open source hybrid quantum computing platform that is pretty much used for simulation tools to help kind of develop and innovate this quantum computing innovation and technology right now. So we can see here in Australia, they are going to be using a few nodes of NVIDIA's Grace CPU and Hopper GPU architecture to run these high simulations. So pretty interesting. Nothing crazy in my opinion, but it just showcases that NVIDIA is always a few steps ahead and focusing kind of the next generation of computing, which hopefully might be quantum computing. Some other updates coming in for NVIDIA is there are reports that SoftBank's founder wants $100 billion to compete with NVIDIA's AI. I believe everybody wants money right now to kind of build their own AI chips, but I don't think you just need money. You need a lot in a lot of time. That's why right now at current levels, I don't believe NVIDIA and stuff like this is a threat because then they have to start with a team. They still got to start design process. They have to build software. They have to build customers, and that takes multiple years. So while we see a lot of this, I do believe right now SoftBank, we've seen from their ARM IPO that this is a company that just really wants to make money. So I feel this is another money grab for them. So pretty interesting there. Nothing to worry about. Now, I want to end the episode by just taking a closer look at just research and developments in the trailing 12 months. We can see research and development expenses for AMD was roughly 5.8 billion, for Intel was 16 billion, and for Nvidia it was 8.1 billion. I do believe for Nvidia is going to be a lot higher once we get these numbers for today for this earnings, as this company has been focusing a little bit more on research and development as they continue to push into this 1 year chip every cycle opposed to a 2 year cycle. The final thing I want to look at forward 1 year PE ratios, which is the next 24 months. AMD sitting at 32, Intel sitting at 18, and Nvidia sitting at 27. It does seem like AMD analysts are increasing their overall projections for AMD, and that's why it's kind of driving that PE ratio to drop a little. 31 isn't too crazy, but we can see Nvidia is definitely sitting attractive, and Intel is definitely attractive at those high teens. So let me know, are you guys purchasing AMD, Intel, or Nvidia at current levels? Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.